Hello, dear friends. Welcome to Allatra TV. For those who join us for the first time, I would like to remind that Allatra International Public Movement has launched a unique global international project, the Creative Society. Within this project, we ask people all over the world how do they envision a creative and constructive society where every person would feel comfortably and happily. Our main goal is to ask all humanity about a vision of creative society, and in order to fulfill the main goal, we decided to use modern technologies, to use the internet and the theory of six handshakes. The theory of six handshakes says that all people on earth are connected through five or fewer social connections. And we invite our guests to the program, and they can invite their friends or relatives to participate. And the more people we pass the information about creative society, the faster it will be implemented. At the end of the program, we are going to ask our guests to share a name of a person that she or him would like to meet in the next live broadcast. Thank you very much for joining us today. My co-host is Irina. She will introduce our guest.
Thank you, Monica. Today we have a really interesting guest with us. It's ambassador of Cuenta, Conmigo NGO, founder and executive director of TeenAlive, Doreen Binain Mbain. Welcome, and can you please tell us a little about yourself? What do you do, and how you came to it?
Thank you so much for inviting me here. I am Doreen Binain Mbain, as you rightly called me. I am the founder and executive director of TeenAlive organization based in Cameroon, precisely in Buea. I am also an ambassador of Cuenta Conmigo NGO, as well as a global goodwill ambassador with headquarters in the USA, and some of us represent the organization here in Cameroon. In addition to that, I am doctor with a keen interest in environment. So besides my environmental studies, I'm a humanitarian. I have been one who have always want to see people happy, want to see smiles on people's faces, especially the less privileged. And I grew up in a community where I decided to work closely to see how to change the situations of people, especially teen mothers, pregnant teens, and children. As you rightly said, I'm the founder and executive director of TeenAlive. TeenAlive, as its name goes, has to do with teen mothers, pregnant teens, and other vulnerable teens, as well as preteens, that is, children. And we work towards the empowerment of teen mothers and single mothers because some of them don't have skills, and we make sure that we enroll them into vocational training centers. We guide them towards their career path. We offer them guidance and counseling sessions, as well as other livelihood assistance.
Thank you so much. And Doreen, we prepared some gift for you. We prepared some photos for you. It's pictures from your life, from events you took part in, and
Wow.
we would like to show you so you can comment and maybe we can find out more information about you. So technical support, could you please show us the collage we prepared for Doreen?
Oh, okay. From the six pictures, okay, the first one, I'm holding a trophy. Last year, there was a competition, or some groups of organizations in Cameroon jointly organized what we call the Naoyela Award, National Outstanding Youth Leadership Awards in Cameroon. And TeenAlive was awarded as the best humanitarian organization among the young organizations in Cameroon. So that's why you see me receiving a trophy. It was an award for TeenAlive. The next one, I'm talking to a group of young girls. This was on the 7th of March this year in commemoration of the International Women's Day. I was talking on generational equality and empowering women on equality, as well as to help them fight against gender-based violence. The next one, I'm talking in a local TV. I advocate through local TV stations, and there I was talking on mental health. I was advertising a session I was preparing to organize on mental health and suicide prevention. It took place on the 6th of March this year. It was still in commemoration of Women's Day, and it brought together lecturers from universities, students, a whole lot of people from different walks of life, as well as internally displaced persons like I, because we are living in a situation or in regions affected by an ongoing crisis. So people are traumatized and they need to be mentally balanced. So we decided to organize that session to help them come out of their trauma. The next one, I'm presenting among a group of people seated. We are all putting on blue. That was the National Founders Conference. We came together to brainstorm and see how we can move forward, holding each other's hands, helping to develop our communities and working in partnership with one another. There is one, I'm talking to a group of children. It's a new program we launched this year, and unfortunately, COVID-19 gave us a break. We hope to continue when schools resume. The program aimed at teaching children to understand their bodies. So you can see the population, and you imagine in one school you have close to 500 plus pupils. It's not easy. It's because of the lack of spaces, and in addition, the IDPs are so much in my communities because of the ongoing crisis. So that school alone has 75% of the pupils being IDPs from different affected areas. And then the last picture where we see containers, and then I'm standing in the middle and talking to people is part of my advocacy, and I have been involved in the fight against COVID-19, prevention of COVID-19. So I was talking to people and to distribute detergents and other preventive materials to help them fight against the spread of COVID-19.
That's so inspiring. It's like so inspiring what you do for others, and you are such an hardworking woman. And as we mentioned before, you are the ambassador of Cuenta Conmigo NGO, and this
Yeah.
organization ensures the empowerment of women, young people, child protection. And how did you get involved in this organization?
I got involved
Why
through
did you
the
choose this
founder
organization?
and the Yes, I got involved through the founder of the organization and the president of the organization, known as Rodolfo Guaggio. Rodolfo Guaggio is a citizen from Argentina and based in Argentina. So he has been following my works. He's one of my networks in LinkedIn. So we have been communicating, we share ideas. So he thought it necessary to bring some of us in. And in Cameroon, he selected me and made me an ambassador of his organization, whereby we blend our activities, we work in partnership to ensure the protection of children, to ensure that we meet the needs of the hopeless and the needs of those who think they don't have anybody to help them.
This is really interesting, and what you do is really inspires, and it is really great to see when other people wants to help those who are in need. And can you please tell us more about the TeenAlive Association? We know that you founder and president of this association. What are the goals of this project?
TeenAlive envision a society where no child or teenager or a single mother perishes from neglect from their communities, and that every child grows in a loving home. In terms of its objectives, Teen Alive has three main objectives. First, to encourage the teaching of sex education among preteens and teens in home and in schools. We, with this objective, it is our hope and wish to limit the rate of teen pregnancies. Secondly, we are out to reach out, rehabilitate, empower, and enroll teen and single mothers into vocational training centers as well as involve them in income generating activities. We also hope to reduce the the rate of HIV/AIDS among mothers and children.
It's so amazing. And I also read on your profile that you work with young people and you are making some activities for young people. I'm sorry for the technical problem. How does it make you feel when you help others?
It's self-fulfilling. To me, that's the only job that is self-fulfilling in the whole world. Once you see people happy, once you see people having hope for the future, because where I'm coming from, a lot of young people are losing hope. They know nothing can move any longer. So I'm satisfied seeing that I advocate for equality, I advocate for self fulfillment, I advocate for human safety, and I advocate for inclusiveness of all. Because I understand that each and everyone should have equal access to economic and natural resources, which is not what is purely or is practiced completely or in its entirety from where I'm coming from.
That's all right. Mm-hmm.
Exactly, and this corresponds and resonates with the Creative Society project, which we've mentioned before. And we would like to ask you the question which we ask people all over the world. How do you envision society in which each person on Earth feels happy, feels comfortable, and have everything necessary for living? How do you envision creative society?
Okay, before I tell you how I envision a happy world, it's essential for me to let other viewers know that a creative society is one that has to do with advancement, improve in knowledge, inventions, one that has to do with inclusiveness from my own point of view. So I envisage a creative society where humanity should be of utmost importance, because if we don't value human beings, then we are bound to fail. I envisage a society where we recognize the uniqueness of each and every human being and will help them to unleash their potentials and acquire their dream careers. A lot of people have so much dream careers, but they don't know how to go about it or to talk less of even achieving it. But if people like us are not there to help them, so I envisage a world where everybody should be happy. And Africa, where we bring an end to harmful traditional practices, especially on women. We uphold our cultures, no doubt, but when it comes to harmful traditional practices, there are some cases where men still believe a woman's place should be in the kitchen, so on and so forth. I don't envisage that world. I envisage a world where every child, every girl, every person is happy and hoping to achieve his or her dreams.
That's so inspiring. I totally agree with you that we are all equal and every person deserves to be happy. And Doreen, how do you envision education in creative society? Should it be free for everyone? How should education should look like according to you?
Education,
Hmm.
it should be more, and I advocate for practical education. And better still, to allow the children to choose their options, because up till now, from where I'm coming from, parents still impose on children what they want them to study. I advocate a form of education where children are able to study comfortably in a clean and comfortable environment with qualified teachers. Like the picture you earlier saw, you see a good number of children in one school. How can such a class be managed? At the end of the day, they are not very productive, not because they are not intelligent, but because they did not have the opportunity to study in a conducive environment and acquire proper education like other children are acquiring. So that's what I envisage for education.
And what about
Thank you.
healthcare? How do you envision healthcare in creative society?
Healthcare, something similar with education. A lot of people don't have access proper healthcare from where I'm coming from. Up till now, especially working with these vulnerable teenagers and with the crisis, some of them, a few of them are still in the bushes, a lot of them are out. They don't have access to simple sanitary pads, not to talk of our health. Simple sanitary pads, they don't have access. They don't have access even for antenatal care because they don't have the finances. At one point in the bushes, they were combining grasses to use for sanitary pad, which is more harmful. So I envisage a health system where everybody, or if there is a means, I can tell my government health should be free for all. It is very important because without health will not exist, and without the health sector will not be strong enough to ensure that we develop our communities, we develop our country, and develop Africa and the world at large. So it is my greatest wish that our government, international organizations come to our aid and see how we can develop our health sector, construct some of these hospitals in areas where they don't have one, or provide them with basic health equipment. Talk less of companies producing sanitary pads. Governments should be able to purchase those things and distribute to the girls for free. It's not easy.
Exactly, and those points which you mentioned, that's really important in society, and it's also mentioned in the article which was released on Allatraunites.com website recently, and there were described stages and foundations of building creative society, where 8 foundations was described, and we would like to read them out loud for our viewers. They sound like this. First goes human life, then human freedom, human safety, transparency and openness of information for all, the creative ideology, development of personality, justice and equality, and self-governing society. And we would like to discuss with you one of these foundations. Which one resonates with you the most?
First, the first one, human life.
We would
So
like to read it before we discuss it. Human life is the highest value. Life of any human has to be protected as one's own. The goal of society is to ensure and guarantee that the value of each human's life. There is not and never can be anything else more valuable than a human's life. If one human valuable, then all people are valuable. What do you think about this and what you would like to add?
it summarily it has said it all. But what I would like to add is that without the human life as the first foundation of the creative society, other foundations will not exist because they are existing because the human being is existing. So the human life should be most valued because without human life, if we are not strong enough or if we are not living, we'll be unable to develop our communities, we'll be able to even sit here and discuss like we are discussing. I'll not even be able, or I will not be existing, and other girls to be saying that I want to help these girls. So we first of all, we are happy that there is human life, and now we struggle to uphold human life.
Exactly. The human life it should be first value, and everything in society should be built around this value. I completely agree with you, and thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
Doreen, and I would like to ask you, in your opinion, how do you think, how important is it to share this idea of creative society so that every person would find out about it? How important is it to talk to people and ask them how do they envision this society so together we can create a better place? How important is it to share this idea to people, with people?
Monica, I'll request the question because it was cutting.
I'm sorry. I was asking, like, how important do you think is it to share this idea about the project Creative Society, and to talk to people and ask them how do they envision this society? So, how important is it to talk to people that and tell them that there is a way how to live differently and happily?
It is of utmost importance to talk to people about the creative society because up to date, there are a lot of people, especially those who don't understand that it is important to make your neighbor happy so that both of you can live a happy life. So I really advocate and I stand for this project, A Creative Society, that we need to sensitize people on this. We need to tell them the importance of living happily, the importance of human life, because we can only start by letting them know the importance of human life in order for them now to understand how we can ensure the realization of a creative society.
Right. Thank you so much for sharing. And I wanted to say that what you do is really valuable because you show an example of people who already live in creative society. Example for a person who takes responsibility for himself and help others. Don't wait for anyone to come and do for themselves. And thank you so much what you do. We need for all people to understand that we are creators of our life and we just all need to take responsibility on ourselves. And we wanted to ask you whom you would like to invite in this live conversation and whom you would like to meet in this live broadcast and talk about creative society, maybe participate together as well.
I'm suggesting one strong lady. You know, we encourage women, especially women who are at the forefront, to hold the hands of other women. I'm advocating and I'm promoting Abuno Olive. Abuno Olive is based here in Cameroon. She is the executive director and the founder of Gore Africa. Gore Africa does not only have an empowerment center, but it is an NGO that advocates for the right of women and fights for gender equality. She is a peace advocate and a member of the Cameroon Women Peace Forum. I think she will be a good person to come in and tell the world and try to encourage us on the importance of peace in order to end violence, which is a very bad thing in our communities.
Thank you so much. We are looking forward to make the live broadcast with that lady. And Doreen, the last question. What would you like to wish to our viewers and all people on Earth?
I wish everybody on earth a happy life. I wish them love. In short, I'm short of words because I love them, especially those who are viewing presently. And I know they are all my friends. Some of them I might not have met, but I think today I've met friends and we are building a family.
It was so nice. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to you, and thank you for such interesting answers. And we would like to remind our viewers that if you would like to find out more information about the project Creative Society, you can visit our website allatraunites.com. And at the top of at the right corner, you will see a red button, Join Us. So all you need to do is you can just click on it, and you can fill out a very short and easy form. If you would like to be our guest or part of our team, please send us an email that you can see on the screen. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure for us being to talk to Doreen, and we wish you all the best with your work, and let's stay connected.
Thank
Thank you
you,
so much.
Monica. Thank you, Rina.
Thank you. Bye.
Have a great day.
Thank you. A better one for you both.